Hey folks, Troy Dudli, the Beachside CEO, sitting here with Lance Baker, the architect, CEO, founder. What exactly do they call you? I mean, you got titles.
You know, Troy, they call it depending on the day.
I tell you, it's like, man, but you really are. You're the architect behind GameLoot Network. This started out long before your board members, your partners, and everybody was here. This was yours. Share a little bit, number one, share a little bit about your background, but then I want you to kind of share about how this whole adventure came about.
Well, my background is, I have a little bit of a background in network marketing from the late 90s.
Okay.
But clear back to the days of when the internet first started. We got into e-commerce and member-based websites where you could provide physical content in a member-based password protected section. So been involved in e-commerce in a lot of different industries. Not just from a development standpoint, but also from a marketing standpoint for a lot of years. Okay. That's naturally transitioned into mobile as mobile has really taken off here over the last few years.
Yeah, because we started out with just dial-up, and now it's like broadband.
Absolutely.
We've gone from, well, in the early days, it wasn't even a browser. It was more like bulletin boards and stuff that we would tap into to kind of visit with folks. And then I remember the ASPs like AOL and Earthlink and some of those came out. And now we've morphed into, we got doggone phones that are smarter than Apollo 13, you know. And it amazes me that you would decide that you wanted to do something with it from a network marketing or direct selling standpoint. So we're going to get into that because you've done some really creative things with the comp plan. But talk a little bit about how you decided to put a team together from the technology standpoint, because this isn't a team you just one day came up with. You guys have worked together, but how do you build that trust? How do you know that you've got a team that can build something out that will last for reps, because reps freak out on this?
Well, we've had a team of what I call technologists in mobile, in web development, servers. I mean, you name it. There's a special team that we've been able to assemble over the years, built a lot of enterprise level applications both on the web, but most recently over the past several years in mobile apps, mobile games, lots of different things in mobile, as mobile's really taken the forefront of technology. So that trust, I guess, is built over time just through relationships.
Now, have you guys together built and worked with other companies, done other stuff for them?
Oh yeah, we built numerous apps, numerous websites, sometimes websites and mobile apps that sync and work together. So our team that we work with and have worked with for a lot of years, we've built a lot of different things. I mean, there's a lot of visions and ideas out there, and they say, hey, throw this on the drawing board, see if you can build it for us. And so I've got a lot of experience in a lot of different applications.
So at GameLoot today, the games that you guys have in your, what would we call that?
Library.
The library, okay.
Yeah.
In the library. Those are proprietary? Those are your guys'?
Yeah, absolutely. We've between the designers, the developers, and then installing them on a platform, and we can get into the specifics of the benefits of this platform, but this is a platform that you can actually deploy mobile games and mobile apps on.
So there are two different things. You got the platform and you got individual games?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know how deep you want to go into the platform itself and some of the boring stuff, but
some people might like that, like me.
Some of the unique advantages that a common platform provides is we can actually have what I refer to, and I want to be careful what word I use here, a common currency. Not in the legal sense.
Not in monetary standpoint.
No, but a currency that can be used in any of the games. Typically, you download a mobile game, you go buy the diamonds or gems or tokens in that mobile game, and you cannot use those in any other mobile game. By having a single platform, you can download any mobile game you can download on that platform, and you can use the same tokens in any of the games. So that's one huge unique advantage on our platform.
So let me make sure I get this right. I'm playing, let's say I'm playing Ninja Runner. I saw that sign out there. And I'm done. I'm pissed off. I keep losing. I'm never going to play that again. Then I could take this, if I've bought tokens and I've tried to keep playing, but I'm just tired. Then I can use the same thing and do the trivia loot. And I don't have to go buy new and these are wasted, or they sit there until I get
Exactly.
on. Okay, I like that.
So you log into one game, your token balance is in that game. You get tired of that game, you go download a different game, log in, your token balance carries over. That's the huge advantage we have by using a common platform for all of our games.
And that's not commonplace?
Not at all. No. Very few. Matter of fact, I couldn't even name one where you can actually, even King Entertainment, they have several versions of Candy Crush.
Okay, I know that game.
Okay. You buy their currency or their tokens or gems or diamonds, whatever's in one of their Candy Crush games. Candy Crush Soda, you buy that, the gems or the diamonds. You go download Candy Crush Jelly. You got to buy them in there because your token or currency balance doesn't carry over even between those two games, which were developed by the same company.
Okay, now that, I don't play that, but Paige, my wife, does play some of these sometimes when she's just chilling. That explains that, because I didn't understand that. She'd buy and then she'd buy and then she'd buy, and I didn't understand.
You just saw it on your credit card.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck? Why can't you just use whatever's left? So that makes total sense to me. Now, what about if you're building out this library? What's your guys' end game there? You're just going to build all these games, or you're going to partner with other people? How does this work?
I'm glad you asked that. Initially, we want to have 20 games deployed on our platform by the end of this year.
Now, what type of games, if I can ask?
Oh, these games are what I would refer to as casual games.
Okay.
The mobile gaming space is driven by casual games. These aren't PC games that the hardcore gamers sit in their mom's basement and play. We're talking about time killers. People pull out their phone when they have a free 5 or 10 minutes, or they may want to de-stress or unwind.
Sitting in an airport?
Sitting in an airport, yeah.
Okay.
And they play a game to kill some time. And those are casual-based games. Those are the games that are driving the industry and that half the world's population.
Now, are these, I mean, like trivia? I guess that's a big type of game. This Candy Crush deal, which I don't have a clue what it is because I've never played it, but these are just, they're not really strategy games?
A little bit, but they don't have a huge learning curve. They're very easy to learn.
Okay, now I got it. Okay.
And very easy.
So like puzzle game. I've seen a couple of these little things, put the pictures together and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So you start with those. Then what? You're going to rank up after a while to a more robust game, I guess?
Well, initially we want mass appeal games to get the players.
Makes sense, okay.
Now, some of the more difficult games to learn are games that hardcore gamers play, even on a mobile device. A good example, that's Clash of Clans.
I've heard of that.
Clash of Clans has a very small niche, small number of people. But those people spend hours and hours and hours playing that game, and they spend a lot of money in that game, and that's why it's one of the top earners on the app stores. But it serves a very small niche. So initially, we want games that get to masses, and then we can start building out and deploying those niche-based games that are focused on a certain niche.
Okay, now do you think you guys will build all these yourselves, or will you eventually partner up with some other gaming companies that create their own games?
I'm glad you asked that, because it really talks about the larger picture of the industry. Right now, the beginning of the mobile gaming movement, and I call it a movement, it's more of a revolution.
And you wrote a book on this, right?
GameLoot.
Okay, I thought you'd reminded me of that. Okay.
What's happened in the industry is when mobile gaming first came out, it's kind of like when websites came out. Not too many people had websites.
No, that's true.
So they could easily be found on a search engine. Nowadays, unless you do some serious search engine optimization, your website is not going to be found.
That's true.
The mobile games and mobile apps are no different. There's millions and millions of mobile games and apps in Google Play, the Amazon Store, and the App Store. You cannot be found unless you're very sophisticated with your marketing.
Okay, so just like on the internet, let's say, there's certain optimization that app developers have to do too.
Correct.
To get found in the app stores.
In Troy, that's why they go to such great lengths to when they do get a download, they try to get you to share it on your Facebook to get all of your contacts. And that talks to a much bigger picture, which we're much more passionate about.
I didn't understand that. You're right. I didn't get that. And it's to somewhat degree I've been frustrated because, like I said, I don't do the games, but if I need an app for my phone or anything else, and I type in productivity. I'm sitting there thinking, how the Sam Hill am I supposed to know which one of these is, whether I should go with a free app or a paid app, or how do I know? With that, I mean, I always open it up and look at the comments, but I'm a cynic, you know that.
Sure.
So it's like, well, did they pay this dude to say that? Or, and I don't, so it's interesting that it's all kind of like websites. I had no clue of that.
So here's what's going to happen in the future. Initially, we're going to build our own games, and we're going to have 20 of those by the end of this year. But our model is moving to, and we're going to start this next year, maybe even by the last quarter of this year, is we're going to take these game developers, and there's tens of thousands of these game developers that develop great games. But what they can't do is find the marketing budgets, millions of dollars required to get the number of downloads to be able to monetize their app and actually make money using those games. It's not, if you build it, they will come. It's not that way anymore. It was in the beginning, and those, Flappy Bird is a great example. A kid out of Vietnam built that game, and he deployed it on the Apple Store only, but it was way before there was millions of games and apps. And he ended up getting lucky. A few people played it, they tweeted about it, they shared it, and it went viral. Those days are gone. You cannot make a game go viral without doing the right things in the right order.
Okay, so at that moment, and this may be proprietary and you can't share it, and that's fine, but if I think I understand and where you're going with this, you will have a platform with potentially hundreds of thousands or even millions of gamers. And at that time, part of the business model will be, if you've got a game and you want to pay, if it hits our standard, you can be on our platform, or will you just partner with them in a JV deal? Or
no, I view GameLoot Network as a music publisher.
Okay.
So they've got a great mobile game. We've got a platform. Why don't we publish your mobile game to our users, and we'll pay you a royalty?
Dude, that's like freaking wise.
So
that blows my mind.
It's a music publishing model. So
wow.
Our users can get great games, great user experiences. Mobile game developers no longer have to spend millions of dollars to get customers, and we solve both problems on the user side and the developer side.
See, I like that. And I think that's one thing that I've always seen. I mean, we've been at this almost 15 months, I think. So there's been a lot of tweaking, a lot of changing. I've watched you guys from a technology build make tweaks, have to change things. It's been interesting because I've been able to watch the learning curve and the production curve with different platforms. So you'd get things going good on the Google store, but then you're over here and your team's trying to focus in on the Apple store. And it's like, wow, there's a lot of moving parts. I don't think everybody realizes.
Not at all. There's a tremendous amount of moving parts.
Yeah, because you guys aren't you're a native app. You're not a web-based download. And,
not at all.
This is a full-blown deal on it. And I don't want you to get into specifics, but I'm assuming this didn't cost you $1,000 to put this app together.
Our investors wish that were the case.
Yeah, I met one of them earlier. So,
but here's why our investors really fell in love with our business model. Not because that we were the only ones in the mobile gaming space doing what we're doing in the way that we're doing it, but they look closer at dollars and cents. What are the chances you have of succeeding before you burn through all my money?
Yep.
Okay, so here's the huge advantage that attracted all of them. The huge advantage we have is that team I told you about that we've worked with for years of senior developers, mobile game developers, web developers, all kinds of
And
talent.
these guys work exclusively for you?
They do.
Okay.
Team of 30 guys. And actually, they work on other projects as well, which was another advantage for us because they could work on other projects. The profit from those projects could fund the initial development of this project without having to get initial investors.
So that's a win-win.
So we could actually go develop a proof of concept before we actually had to go get investors.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. Here in the United States, you can get a senior developer for, depending on what part of the country, $10,000 to $15,000 a month.
Okay.
Where we have our team located, we have our own offices, our own furniture, our own computers. We staff those offices with guys, and we can staff that for 1/5 or 1/6 of what we can pay a guy here in the United States.
And because you guys have got other little projects that you're doing for other clients, that's outside of the GameLoot deal. you guys are able to help self-fund what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's unique.
So most of our development is already done. Now it's just focusing on mobile game development in deployment.
And making each of the individual games.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you on that one. That's freaking beautiful. Right?
Investors loved it because they said, hey, you're not going to have to go out and spend millions on developers before you even know if the concept works.
Well, I think that's the deal. And I think it's important that people realize, okay, that it takes an investment. I mean, you guys aren't just, hey, let's go launch a company.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've put some time and energy and effort. Your investors are successful businessmen and women. I mean, they're people that have been in other verticals, done other things, realize that it's a risk because it's a startup, but the proof of concept is solid. And what you guys have done is solid.